Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls. Yeah. Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call. Love the countdown there with we were just talking about shit. Michael's gonna do some streams. Kaila's gonna do some streams. I am. It is my ultimate goal to have all these people take all of their time, all of their free time, sitting in front of their computers. I am the Steve Jobs of TTRPGs apparently. No, these wonderful people. I just want to celebrate their talents. And speaking of talents and things that they're really good at, they're really good at playing TTRPGs like this one, Horizon's Call, the one we're playing right now. I'm Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I use he, him pronouns. Sword is my last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. Super excited to be back for another episode. This being the penultimate episode, a word that means not the last, but second to the last. So, episode 29 of 30. The seasons are just getting longer. It is interesting that I don't know who's doing the recap this week, and that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and go around and have these other people introduce themselves and say who they're playing. I'm glad someone does. But before even that, I do want to say a couple of things. First of all, this is a Sword and Key game. We stream here on the channel for Sword and Key. So if you like what we do here, please check out beacons.ai/sword and key. It's kind of like a lighthouse, if you're thinking like beacons. So BEACONS, just in case you didn't know how to spell that. AI should be self-explanatory. It also doesn't have anything to do with AI, I don't think, so you don't have to worry about that. But the nice thing about Beacons is it has all of our links. One neat, nice, condensed place. I've even tried to order them in a way that makes sense. So, right up at the top, you can join our Discord. Highly recommend you do. Come be a part of our community. Come be cool. I mean, you're cool anyway, but, you know, you can hang out with other cool kids, talk about cool things like games like this, or your pets, or cooking, or your workout journey, or honestly, whatever you like, because our community is open to everybody, as long as you're, half decent to other people. That's all it takes. It's not hard. You can also see our ongoing affiliateships and philanthropies. Some of our affiliates include wonderful companies like Wishbone Cosmetics, which is a cosmetics brand based out of the UK, and they make vegan cosmetics, so you don't have to worry about any animal testing or anything like that. You can also find links to Eldritch Foundry, who make custom minis. If you're looking to get a miniature to paint, or maybe even they come painted. I can't remember. They're always increasing their services and their the stuff that's available, so you can make the weirdest character for your wildest TTRPG. You can also find links to Hit Point Press, who are the makers of Humblewood, which is this one. Or if you want to supplement Humblewood Tales. Or if you want to supplement any of your TTRPG games, your D&D games especially, Griffin Saddlebag. This is the second one. I don't know the first one. The first one was sold out. It's coming. It's on its way. You can also find links, like I said, to our philanthropies, our philanthropic endeavors. Some of those include PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, National Alliance for Mental Illness, actually just closed out, and really appreciate anybody who was able to donate to that one. But we still have links open for Canine Companions for Independence and Fauna and Flora International, which our Humblewood game is in support of. So if you're ever looking to put your money towards a great cause, I highly recommend those. Another nice thing that you could do if you got a couple extra bucks sitting around is tip these people. I wish I could say there was a super easy way to do that, but they took that easy way and then they threw it in the trash. So Pally, the tool that we used to use, doesn't exist anymore. So I highly recommend that you check out these individual people's social medias and go and find their Ko-Fi or their Patreon. I know it's extra steps, I know, but they work really hard because they're also the cast and crew, and it's nice just to give them $1, and it's like a little pat on the head, like, you did good. Good job. And it's a digital way of doing that, because otherwise doing it in person is kind of insulting and weird if we don't know you. Sometimes weird if we do know you. So, ask first. Not about tipping, about patting on the head. Moving on. We do have a new Dice affiliate. I'm not going to make the formal announcement just yet because links need to be done with, but we'll make a big announcement about it. It's a really cool Dice affiliate, and they make really cool stuff, and you're really going to love it. And we're going to have a code that's 10% off your first purchase, but not just yet. So check us out probably next week when we make our formal announcement for that. I'm sure there's other things that I am forgetting, but I'm going to stop talking for just a moment and hand this off to Mare to start us out.
Hey, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I play your amazing Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns, your centaur, soul knife, rogue, star, druid, who is just wants to have a nice holiday.
It is the holiday season. You're absolutely right. Well, we'll see, right? You know, what am I? God, kind of? Yeah, I guess it kind of is up to me. Eva, you're next. Fantastic. Now I know. Next up, we have Mikyl.
Hey fam, I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus. Your Triton's Shadow Sorcerer, Oath of the Guardian, Paladin, Homebrew, or Horizon's Call Oath. Yeah.
And
wearing the Flora and Fauna hoodie that I got from this channel. So, yay!
Repping those red pandas. Yeah, that is not a pangolin, just in case you've never seen a pangolin before. But yes, you can at any time put exclamation point or exclamation mark. That didn't sound right either. Pangolin, and see pangolin facts, because they're super cool, and they're like little, like long armadillos. They're like little walking tanks with big claws. If you like Sandslash the Pokemon, that's like, it's kind of a pangolin. Anyway, they're neat, but also endangered. Protect them. Special thank you to Mikyl, as always, for doing the character art that you see on screen, as well as on all of our socials. And you can see all of that also on our Discord. Last but absolutely not least, we have Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. Use she, her pronouns. I play our Siren Storm Sorcerer Scarlett Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns, and is maybe pulling a card from the Lots of Many Things deck.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's where we left off.
It is.
Sure is. Nope, except for Acacia's father. Father.
One of them.
Marcus. Let's be real. If Marcus knows something, not everybody else knows it.
So, literally half? Okay.
Eva, are you muted?
I'm so sorry. Cool. But, thank you. So it's still me, Eva, she, her pronouns. I'm doing your recap, which we're gonna speed run here in a second. Always check your OBS settings, y'all. Just, yeah. I'm still playing Winnie, your alchemical artificer bard. Also she, her pronouns. Last time on Horizon's Call, Season 4, Episode 28, No Risk, No Reward. Derek is just progressively getting more stressful with the titles, but I think he's glad to be out of fire puns. Most of us went and checked on the ships to make sure that they were doing reasonably okay, even though 2 out of 3 are practically sinking. Yeah, they'll be okay, except for a little bit of trauma. Scarlett took her dubious card deck to Curio, who was like, yeah, LOL, please don't bring that in my shop, and I never want to see that again. Be careful, I think is what he actually said. But because I believe Kaila was unmuted, I think you all heard that careful is not Scarlett's middle name. Not like Scarlett's really her name either, but anyway. Weenie checked in on some of her friends because they've been gone for 6 months, and she wants to make sure that people are still alive. Her girlfriend is still alive, yay, and might show up for Candletide, maybe. She'll see. Nibirian, still alive, doing pretty rough. The Witch Fang, still alive and still invested in the book club, which Weenie has read like a chapter of and has not died yet. I mean, the book is called The Cursed Lighthouse, I think. Like, how bad could it be, right? Like, the lighthouse is cursed. It's not like Weenie's cursed. Right? Rollin is doing his Rollin stuff. He's still sort of preoccupied with all of his research and stuff. But he built her a whole little alchemy lab, and it was really sweet and really cute. And I love him very much. Don't ask what she's gonna get up to in there. Don't worry about it. Proximus also went and talked to Rollin. Rollin is weirdly popular for being everyone's like least favorite person on the island. And I love that for him because I don't think he likes really hanging out with people. So I think that's ideal for everybody. And I mean, you said it. You were having a private conversation with him, Proximus, but so I'm just going to relate, like, you wanted to make a little, like, moving, realistic memory picture book of, like, things you'd seen in the deep, right? Yeah, which sounds like super cursed for someone like Derek, who has thalassophobia, but I think it's a pretty neat idea. It's like one of those history documentaries, but, like, not fake. Yeah, History Channel documentaries.
Blue Planet.
Yeah, that's much less dubious. Acacia still has her awakened seagull friend, Piper. What is Piper's last name?
Storm.
Yeah, that's right. I think that note was on a different page, but that's fine. And Acacia said, hey, like, dude, you are your own bird. You don't have to stick around. And Piper was like, where am I going to go? I am an awakened seagull. You are my only friend. Or something like that. And Acacia immediately was like, okay, that's cool. I'm going to talk to one of my other friends up north, Ace, who we all can't wait to meet. We're still trying to figure out, like, the teleportation rings, up in the frozen waste, like if they exist still, if they are lost. But it would be super helpful if we could use them. And had a good scry session, which is what I like to call it. I don't think there was any crying involved. But our, not a naiad, Marid? Marid. See, I wrote down her name and then I didn't, yeah. It's just not naiad in my brain. So we're still looking for 2 rings at the moment. One up north, one down by the broken bridge. And Acacia was like, oh, I'm just gonna check on the broken bridge. And the Marid down there, who probably has it, is like, yeah, no, I know you're scrying on me. Why don't you check out all the cool shit I have? Like, it was basically a, like, what was that MTV show about cribs? MTV Cribs. Yeah,
MTV
it was
Cribs.
like that.
Yeah.
But bitchy. So that's probably fine. Also had a little check-in on Panveer, who's the most depressing ex-Eve Walker in existence. Just like absolute crashed and burned out, not having a great life. Like, and I don't know if it's because she felt sorry for him or not, but she was like, buddy, here's a little message. Like, you can come find me and I probably won't straight up kill you if you want. If you want to take control of your own destiny and not fuck up your choices anymore, like, we could maybe still be friends. Except it was just sort of like a little beacon, so that like that could be reading a lot into it. I don't know. Winnie just wants everyone to be friends. Maybe she is gonna just straight up kill him. I don't know. Yeah, and then they all share information, and that like Winnie learned there's like something in the deep that's like moving and shifting and happening, and that's probably bad. Acacia shared information about Ace, and look, I'm not saying Scarlett had the perfect opportunity to mention the deck or the fact that Shiv and Paimon showed up in her kitchen unannounced. The opportunity was there. Like she could have also called like an all hands meeting. I'm not mad about this. I just am very interested to see where these consequences are going. The actions of our consequences. But yeah. Oh, and also the Acacia and Winnie memorial. Do you have to be dead for it to be a memorial? Library is underway. It has a shocking amount of dwarven language books, but that's okay. So, if I was still muted for any of that, I'm so sorry. That's all I got.
Wonderful. Okay.
I'm sorry, we're pulling multiple cards today. Winnie's out. Winnie's gone. Winnie's.
I don't know what we're going to do.
Air really wants to pull one. Whether Acacia will is still up in the air, but I want to pull one.
Eva pulled 3.
How'd that go?
Winnie's not pulling a card. Winnie has bad luck.
So, just again for transparency, because I can't remember if I said this on stream or not, I have pulled these cards out of the deck because they're bad and I don't like them, and I don't like when cards tell me what to do with my game. The first one that came out was the Dungeon, which is the one that shunts you off to an extraplanar prison that there is like no fucking key for, and like you're just trapped there. So that's not fun. That's literally like what you do if you don't want your player to show up for weeks at a time. I have also removed and I'm gonna go look these up because some of them I actually don't remember exactly why. But they were all for good reasons, I promise. I removed the humanoid, and why was that? Oh,
is it because little Jeffrey could turn into a real boy?
No. It's just you can immediately choose to stop drawing from the deck regardless of how many cards you initially declared. If you say you're going to draw cards, you draw cards. And I just don't love it. Because it makes more sense to flip them all over at once. I don't know. It was a weird like stopgap sort of thing that just I didn't find narratively interesting. Ruin was a very interesting one that actually not interesting. It's bad. It's terrible. Especially with all of you, because Ruin, I believe... let me read this one. Oh, you're on the other page. This is also the deck of many things combined with the deck of many more things. So I've got 2 pages up for both of them here. Ruin. All forms of wealth you carry or own other than magic items are lost to you. Portable property vanishes. Businesses, buildings, and land you own are lost in a way that alters the reality the least. If you have a bastion, like a keep, it is destroyed by some calamity beyond your control. That would, by my reasoning,
ships
affect your ships and the city, and all of the goods that you hold in perpetuity. Not fun.
I forgot we technically own the city, the island.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It was literally deeded to you.
Oh no.
The other one that I've removed
Are we the
is
landowners?
the stairway. You are the landowners, yeah. It was deeded to you by the kingdom of Full Emerald. The stairway, you can either choose to decrease your number of declared draws by 2, or receive a rare or rarer wondrous item which appears in your hands. Again, it was a card decrease sort of thing. Nothing that would break a game, but just not interesting narratively. This next one is the Tower. Draw 2 additional cards beyond your declared number of draws. Magic of these cards doesn't immediately take effect. Instead, choose one of the 2 additional cards to keep, return the other to the deck. The magic of the card you keep takes effect immediately thereafter. Again, a drawing mechanism. It felt like they were kind of running out of options of things to do at the end. And then the last one, I believe, is similar to Ruin. It is Talons. Talons, every magic item you wear or carry disintegrates. Artifacts in your possession vanish instead. I like the magic items I've given you. Some of them you're deeply attached to. Also, Scarlett's arm technically counts, and that felt ableist. So,
And Mykyl's
So-
eye.
yes.
Oh, sorry,
And also-
Proximus's eye. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're one and the same.
Were we?
You are your characters. No, Proximus's eye, as well as Proximus's like connection to his literal god, just a lot of not fun in those cards. That said, we do have every other card here, which I think is like, I think it's like 70 something. I had them all counted out at one point, and yeah, I'm not gonna literally count them, but you can see them here. So where we pick up, Scarlett, you are in almost like a tunnel vision. Not that you have tunnel vision, but that you are in a vision that is tunnel-like. The rest of the celebration of Candletide has kind of wrapped away. It has been dulled in your senses. The music, the scent of food in the air, the celebration all around you, the light, all dulled to where you are in this grayish, reddish sort of vision with Paimon sitting at a table before you, Shiv kind of at his side, just kind of crouched there like a little capuchin, and he has fanned out the deck of many and many more things before you, a deck of cards that seemingly he took off of your person without you realizing. And with a smile on his face, he waves his cambion red scale hands over them, the long black fingernails on them, and says, "Pick a card, any card." And that is where we pick up with you. He might be bluffing. He might be seeing just what you do. What would you like to do?
I would say run, but that's what Kaila would do, not what Scarlett would do. If I can't tell anything. I get no feeling if I hover my hand over a certain card.
No. If anything, you've been told that these cards are literal shards of fate. They are shards of reality altering magic that, if anything, the vibe of them is almost like static electricity, where like every single one of them feels like it's like if you got just close enough, it would like give you a little zap. Because the sheer magic as a sorcerer that you're getting from these things is off the charts. So that is where we are at with it. Is you can get no vibe from any of them. You can maybe get a vibe from Paimon.
I know his vibe, but it's not one that I like.
Fair enough.
Just by touching one doesn't draw it, correct?
Correct.
I will lay my left hand out. Just kind of stare at it for a second, and I'll take my hand back and just... I was saving it for later. Now doesn't seem like a good time.
There are 60 cards exactly. I did count. I lied. So he sits back in the chair, crosses his arms, and just kind of smiles a little bit. After all the things that I've heard about you, all of the tales that get whispered about you in the city of Dis, and all of the things that I hear about Scarlet Shores, twice broken packs. Do you know how many infernal lawyers would love to get their hands on a contract for you?
I assume for me to try to break and not be able to.
Who am I to say? You've broken 2 nigh unbreakable pacts already. Not all in one piece, but you seem to always put yourself back together, and that's what makes you an interesting puzzle. Fine. He folds cards back together, kind of taps the top of them, all now one in, like, a single stack, single deck, and just slides them back to you. No need to draw a single card. Just call this a little game just to see what you would do. But these are quite powerful things, and the cards have a way of drawing people to them.
You've given me a target.
In what way?
And if you're saying that people are drawn to these cards,
Just consider it. I think that if you keep it to yourself, there's not going to be any issue, but you do what you think is best. I think that will say the most about our little game. And should you ever want to draw them, just... Well, I'd love to see what would happen if you want to make an invitation.
I'll be sure it be the one day a month you get on my ship.
Well then, I won't hold you up any longer. There are festivities to be had. I'll be sure to check in with you later, after our little meeting here. And the tunnel vision that you are in kind of just fades away, and all of a sudden all that music and light and everything else just kind of like fades back in, and you are once again surrounded by like laughter, and you feel like a pat on your shoulder, and as you turn your head there is no one there, and as you turn back, not even the table is still sitting there, and the deck of cards has returned to the pouch that it once was on your person.
I hate devils.
So, for the rest of you, festivities are all about. You all look around and see that there are games that have been set up. I believe there was a little bit of druidic participation, at least on Brenna's part, in the animal race that some of you were watching and maybe even participating in. There are a number of other games besides. So, as you all look around here, let's you see that that's not the right document. That's what we see there. So you can see that there are a number of games to participate in, including an archery contest, and how many tabs does a person need open? I think that's the question.
One that does not exist for you.
Honestly, not today. Talk about yourselves while I find this document.
So Acacia is absolutely like getting a bunch of different food, especially like really nice food, like smoked fish, some nice seafood, special treats, and letting Piper try all of them. That's his Candletide gift, because he deserves all the nice things when without having to try and snatch them out of people's hands.
It's the gift that gives back to the community.
And my gift to everyone else is making sure a rabid seagull isn't taking everything. Correct.
Yes, he is very appreciative. Oh, thank you so much. This is very nice. This is my first this. It's very bright.
It is very bright. A lot of good food, a lot of good people. Yeah.
He looks over where there's like a rotisserie chicken and just kind of swallows hard. That's a choice.
You will be fine. No one's gonna do that to you.
Because I'm smart?
Because you're smart, and seagulls, I don't think are tasty. No, which is good.
No, his eyes like light up. He's like, I taste disgusting. Thank you. Okay. So there is archery. There is, just general frivolity if you wanted to grab a drink or feast. There is a pie eating contest. There is log rolling, horseshoes, an animal race, which we've already had. A kind of like spin the wheel, random sort of. You seem to see a lot of kids going over there, and as the wheel spins, like something physical and probably like temporarily magical happens to them. There's, standard games of chance, 3-card Monty, Dragon Chess, Poker, Liar's Dice, a 3-legged race. Interesting for Acacia to participate in that one. There is, as we did note last time, both of Acacia's dads have set up like a little table for their business with a pin the tail on the Acacia. There is a tug of war that currently has signups. And there is also at the center of it all, there's a greased pole, vertical pole with a bell at the top that you can see several of the locals are trying to, work their way up, and no one's really made it to the top just yet. I do want to throw some credit out to Tangent for throwing this our way. This is from Festival Games, originally for the Pathfinder system, but some really great stuff in here. So thank you, Tangent. Great person in our community, and it's very much appreciated.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The tug of war, right?
Yeah.
Contest this for signups. Are we allowed to have magic items active for that?
What a question.
Because I got a 25 strength right now.
Even when you see people like trying to climb the pole, it seems like they are, like, oh, I'm not gonna take these boots to spider climb. Like, I'll take these boots.
Well, the real question is there anything specifically saying we can't?
There is not.
Then I'm gonna take that as the rule does not exist.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes, there's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball, so we can airbud your 25 strength into this.
Perfect. I'm gonna sign up for that. And I'm thinking about what I want to sign up for. Originally, it was going to be archery, but then you said log rolling, and I thought that would be hilarious.
Yeah. So out in like the what do I say, the shallower area, there's a little tributary, and they have like log rolling set up, and you can see that there are several individuals out there who are. It's not just log. It's like 2 people against each other trying to roll the other off the log. So you can see that there's, a bunch of cheering going on over there as people splash into the water, and, come on. It's a little bit, you're not exactly in a colder climate. You're pretty close to the equator, so it's not like people are freezing when they go in the water, but it's a little bit cooler.
Eva, a local horse expert, do you think a horse could do balance on a log?
Yes. I mean, depending on how, wide the log is, but yes.
Okay.
But also your feet can only get so close together, so.
Okay, thank you.
What about the rest of you? Anything else anybody wanted to do?
Winnie is definitely, oh shoot. What word did you say? Not shenanigans. She's definitely up to, games. Festivities and whatnot, and she's also trying to clear out that burning food smell that was wafting from her corner of the island. I can't remember who smelled it, Scarlett or Acacia? I don't know. Yeah. She's just gonna be checking in everywhere. get into all sorts of stuff. And she would definitely like to consume a whole pie, please and thank you.
As part of the pie eating contest?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't know if she was buying a whole pie or she is entering the pie eating contest.
If she can get a whole pie for free and also possibly win an award for eating the whole thing, yeah.
Little Jeffrey tugs at your kind of cloak.
Yeah, buddy.
Can I?
Okay, we gotta take the bag out if you do, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's gotta be if I can't have a bag for a pie eating contest, I know.
What about my gears?
We can always rinse them out. You've had worse things in your mouth.
Just staring her down like a toddler would. Bag. Pie bag.
No, because otherwise you'll just, like, slurp the whole pie into the bag. And that's not very fair to everyone else.
Looks over to Acacia with, like, the 25 strength. Signing up for tug of war.
That's a different contest. If you want to join the tug of war contest, you can wear my belt.
It's not my fault that they don't have bags of holding in their stomachs.
You're just built different? Is that what you're saying?
So he starts doing the gritty. I don't know. I got that skibbity Ohio riz.
Okay. Well, Mommy's just gonna go walk into the sea now.
Sorry, short-circuited there for a second.
No, I'm sorry. I gotta take the bag if you are gonna eat a pie. But if you want to join the tug of war, I will give you the belt. See, that levels the playing field.
Yeah.
But I need it back after the tug of war.
Sorry, he disappeared there for a second.
Actually, you can hang on
Strong
to
Jeff.
it for right now.
Big Jeff.
Yeah, Big Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna, like, snug the belt of... I think I have the Hill Giant Strength one. What is this game? I am dressing a mechanical shark boy.
With the strength of a hill giant. You're dressing a tiny creature, tiny construct.
Tiny. Yeah.
It's basically a toddler.
So, all of a sudden you watch as, like, the metal, like, bolting on little Jeffrey just kind of, like, buffs out, extends outwards, like the metal wire, the cording inside of him just, like, starts to extend a little bit, and he just gets, like, so round.
Who wants to guess what his strength was to begin with?
Was
Like
it an
negative
8?
3 total.
It was
Modifier?
4, so negative 3.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
He could only carry 60 pounds.
Yeah.
But I will take the bag of holding for now and keep it safe.
So
I'm gonna stuff it in my cheek.
He opens his mouth
Sucker.
and you reach down into it and just slurp the bag of holding out of it. But now he is Big Jeff.
I hate this.
You can
I
thank,
would apologize, but I'm not sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say you can thank Kaila for that. Okay, and so I guess Winnie is signing up both of them for pie eating, and little Jeffrey, I don't know if he wants to be on Acacia's team or be on the opposing team. That's between them. But I am not gonna tug a war. Winnie has seen enough of war.
Okay. Well, Proximus, what, if anything, would you like to do?
Oh, Proximus is just looking for some food around the vendors.
Yeah, there's a number of great vendors who are out and about. I mean, roasted types of various meats. Of course, there's plenty of seafood available. You know, there's barbecue where they have, you know, crab being cooked over it, or, you know, various types of shrimp, tons of fish. You have tons of whitefish in the area. Probably even some calamari on the menu as well. And then, you know, you have your pig that's been brought to the island, and a few, like, you know, yes, Eva?
I'm just real quick question. So we can't eat Piper because Piper's too smart, but we can still eat octopus.
So I think that's also why Acacia said that he tastes terrible, because I think when we get down to it, intelligence is not the differentiation that we as a society make when it comes to food. It's how good something tastes. Yeah.
Okay.
I do not imagine a seagull tastes good.
No, it's probably very gamey. I was actually recently looking into the sunfish, about why we don't eat that, because it's a massive fish that's super easy to catch. First of all, it's full of parasites. Second of all, it has 3 inches of skin, like 3 inches deep, that's also covered in a jelly that is apparently really hard to prepare. So
content warning for parasites and all that. Eating whatnot, but also don't look up.
We have a major villain that is a vomit worm. Like, yeah, there's
I mean,
one.
Also true.
Yeah.
But also, like, we do eat tuna, which has a regrettable, statistically high amount of parasites and other bad things in them.
But tasty.
So tasty.
But tasty, and isn't covered in 3 inches of jelly-covered skin.
Also, creatures take, like, bites out of the sunfish, and they still just bob along.
Yeah, sunfish are mola are just...
They're not smart.
But like seagulls don't. Seagulls will actually land on them and then eat the parasites off of them instead of eating the fish itself, and that's telling.
I love them. The largest bony fish.
That's true. Largest non-bony fish being the whale shark. Any hoozles.
Because it's cartilage.
That's, yes. And that is your Horizons Call Fact Hour. We're done. We'll see you all. So, Mikyl, Proximus, going over to the you know, where all the food has kind of been laid out. This is very potluck-esque. Like, nothing here is for sale. It's just, hey, you want a bratwurst? Apparently we have bratwurst. You want a pig head? Sure, why not? We were otherwise going to use it for chum. You know, whatever you want, it's been made available. So as you go over there, you see, you know, Connery is sitting at one of the trench tables and has a red drink that he's trying to, like, use his shoulders to hide everybody from being. But when he sees you, he comes over. Fine festivities, lad.
This is very true, Captain.
Not a bad town y'all have put together. When it comes down to it, it's a shame we don't get to see it as often as we likely should.
Are you planning on staying landside?
No. Not for me. The sand gets in between my paw pads and it makes me uncomfortable.
I do like it underwater.
My bones ache for it after a time.
Yeah.
Someday I'll be for the trees, but not today.
Well, it's always an honor sailing with you, and we really worried about you guys, all of the ship and crew while we are gone.
There's one thing I can do, is sail that lady through a storm. And I don't need you by my side to do it. I want you to remember that. That said, it would have been nice to have you. Maybe next time.
Absolutely.
He gives you a big old pat on the shoulder. Paw pad, lion paw, and walks away. Yeah, okay. So, is there any other games anybody wanted to do besides the tug of war and the fighting contest?
I actually want to do archery.
Archery, okay.
As funny as it would be to do the log rolling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the rules here for the archery contest. So you see that set far enough away and with nothing on the other side for obvious safety reasons, several archery targets have been set up, and there are sign-ups for all of the competitive games. It is a gold to enter, and once you enter, the person that wins gets all the gold at the end from all the other entries. So this will be a roll to hit. You see the targets are going to be 50 feet away. You are being all provided with the same short bow, so that there's no like magical bows or anything like that. And the way that this works is you are going to shoot. You're going to shoot 3 arrows with the AC for a bullseye ever increasing. So it's going to be an AC of 20 to get a bullseye, and then it kind of decreases from there. So you get 2 points for anything that's AC 15 to 20, and then at AC 10 to 15 is just 1 point. The person with the most points at the end wins. So you can see that you have lined up for this. Darius also walks over and gives you a little wink to apparently have some competition from him. You also see that it's not Lorelei, and I asked Laurel, the assassin, has also come over, and you do see that there are quite a few like former or perhaps even current Eve Walkers that you would recognize who are kind of lining up. A lot of talented marksmen. So the way that we're going to do this in general then is whoever overall gets the highest score, so that way we're not having a Robin Hood moment of just arrows splitting arrows for all of eternity. So I'm going to give different bonuses to different characters and do some rolls here. I will have you roll as well, as the targets are lined up. There are 10 participants, including yourself, and you will shoot 3 arrows with a short bow. So you don't have to worry about damage or anything like that. So you'll just, do short bow.
That's my bonus.
Roll, yeah, plus your dexterity.
All right. You let me know when to roll. Just 3 d20s.
3 d20s, yeah.
All right. First roll is a 17.
Okay.
A 19. And a natural 1. I like to think that my natural 1 is I just completely misfire. Like I let go before I was ready to line up and everything. And it's just like, oh, that was an absolutely it was just a me mess up, a clumsy beginner, I should know better mess up. And I think I just laugh when that happens.
What's your bonus?
I have a +10.
Okay.
So it's only an 11.
Well, even with a 1 is an auto miss, because it is technically firing for an attack. However, with the other 2, pretty high. What is that, a 27 and a...
No. I got a 7 and a 9 on the die.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I thought it was 17 on the die. Okay.
Oh, no. It was my total.
Okay.
So no bullseyes, unfortunately, but my second shot was pretty close.
Okay. So, Acacia lining up with a short bow, with a little while. This is definitely not super high quality. It's a training short bow. And you fire your arrows, and they and the bowstring kind of snaps, and the last one just kind of falls to the ground. However, you did 2 pretty decent shots that land pretty close to the bullseye. You look down the line. There's a couple of lower tier Eve Walkers who pick a few here, no real bullseyes. You look over. Laurel has landed 3 all in one solid group that it takes you just a second for your Eve Walker to kick in, where if that was an average human, they would all be concentrated at the heart, and she didn't even try to hit the bullseye. It's just muscle memory, just killing someone. And then you look over at your dad, who got a natural 20, a 19, and a 17. I was going to give him a +6. So as he solidly groups like 2 right around the bullseye, almost like in a straight line. Like you could lie a book on top of the 3 arrows as he lands the bullseye perfectly dead center, like perfectly level. And he looks over at you. Well, I guess it's like riding a bike.
You still got to be good at something in your old age.
Well, maybe you'll get as old as me and get this good.
Or I could just, keep being good at what I'm doing.
That's also true. And is exactly what somebody with a skill issue would say.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep my Candletide gift to myself now. What I was going to give you.
Well, that's fine. I'm 10 gold richer, so...
Oh,
I'll
wow,
buy it.
10 golds.
It's the principle.
And
Um,
I'll give him a kiss on the cheek.
yeah, he kisses you back, and walks off laughing with you, and goes to get a drink himself. Okay, the pie eating contest is about to begin. Winnie has signed up, Jeffrey has signed up, and but all in all, about 15 people. Actually, that's a lot for a pie eating contest. Let's say 10. I think 10. There's 10 signups for everything. I think that's a good number for it. So you see, Winnie, that there are stacks and stacks of pies. The aroma of them, these are like not like the, hey, here's whipped cream and a pie dish. These are full like fruit pies, and with like the what do you call it, the latching on top, and with the adjudicator. Let's see who's probably. I'm going to say Gustip is probably in charge. So a small kobold is.
He's not participating. You were going to say he was going to participate.
He's too good.
Well,
they won't let him.
He gets all the leftovers, all the ones that don't get eaten. So he's kind of strolling back and forth on the table, little bits of dirt falling off of his feet, and just kind of inspecting everybody. Okay, everybody, no cheating, and leave a little bit for Gustip. I didn't eat breakfast. Winnie, the way that we're going to do this is we're going to do a dexterity save and a constitution save. The dexterity save is going to be how quickly you can shove pie into your mouth. The constitution is how well you can keep it there. So it's going to be higher difficulty, as we are going to have this is going to be a minute. It's how many pies you can shovel into your face in a minute. And Jeffrey is like staring daggers at you. I mean, like he's replaced his eyes with daggers. He is staring right at you.
The concerning thing is he does have his own daggers that he has looted himself. Two questions. One, what kind of fruit pie? Like, are they all the same kind of pie?
They are different.
Okay, so it's like a mystery
pie. Fantasy world, I'm going to say that there's like pineapple pie and like papaya pie and pinecone pie. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure Winnie is interested.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Eva's out.
There's a variety. There's a variety. There's like you might get stuck with a lemon meringue, or you might get a key lime.
Second thing is, I know we already have a bunch of one-shots like on the back burner, but I just realized how much I would kill for a Gustip like character side building one where it's like just Mikyl and Derek, and it's like Gustip's dream state, or like a family reunion or something where it's just these two doing like this little kobold situation voices like the whole time.
Just to see, I just want to record Mikyl and I and see if you can tell the difference, because I can only hear it from my perspective, but it sounds like pretty spot on from what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But yeah, no, I need that desperately in my life, it turns out. Okay, so I am...
It's just Watto.
It's just Watto all the way down. So I'm rolling 6, I'm rolling Dex and then Con?
Yeah, we're going to treat this like a we're going to treat this like combat. So we're going to have 10 rolls with your dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Are you
And
rolling
a
for
more
little Jeffrey?
successful little Jeffrey, well, I can roll or you can roll.
I would prefer it if you did, because math. He has a
I
+2
absolutely
dex and a +1 con.
Okay. So the more successful you are with your dex, the higher the DC for your con is going to be. Right? Because that means you're shoveling in more pie.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That
So
does make
I'm
sense.
going to add up your rolls just so we get a total. So go ahead and roll when you're ready.
Okay, let's see if I turned off hardware acceleration. Dex is 18.
Okay.
And
I know it's going to be 10 rolls, so this
31
is,
con.
super excited. So we'll do the con at the end because that's going
Oh.
to be
Is there any chance I can save that one?
No.
I've never rolled a natural 20. 10 Dex.
Yeah,
And
congratulations, you didn't
I
get rid of one
completely
pie.
wasted that incredible
You're 31 after your first round of pies.
7 and 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. 23. I think I need one more.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
17.
Okay.
And now I need to roll con again.
Yeah, I was gonna have you do 10, but that's fine. We can do 6.
It's because I always forget it's math.
Okay.
I can do 4 more
So,
if you want.
It's all good. Okay, so you had a 91 in total out of 6 rounds.
26 con.
Okay. What I was gonna say is like I will average that out. You at least need to beat whatever that is, which that was basically a 15. So Winnie,
thank God.
you were pretty successful. I mean, 91 is pretty good. Like you kind of slowed down there with that 10 and 7 in the middle there, but all in all, pretty successful as the round ends, a whistle is blown, and you look around covered in pie. Now I'm gonna see how everybody else did. So bear with me
That's
for
fair.
just a moment.
No, that's fine. I'm going to say this is character bleed because when I was 12, I won a watermelon eating contest in the adult group, and I still feel pretty good about it. Trick is not to care about seeds, which you better not have in pie. For the record.
Someone who has done pizza eating contests a couple times. It's a time.
You gotta have a trick to it. Otherwise, you're just there eating a lot of food and not enjoying it.
Yeah, I did win my category both times, so
Nice.
So, I need you to know that little Jeffrey got a 93 for his dex. He rolled a 6 at one point, but he got a dirty 20, 19, 6, 17, 15, 16.
I think he also has
So-
some sort of Oh, that's evasion. Never mind.
So he needs to roll better than a 15 for his con. What is his bonus to con?
1.
one.
So you look over at the strong boy that is Big Jeff as he has shoveled in, like looking at you in the eye as like a conveyor belt, a pie slides into his maw. And as it does, you can see the pie seeping out of like the joints, like screws are coming out. He's full of too much pie. He's just a little man. He doesn't actually have a stomach. He's a trash can that's
He has a
overfull.
chamber. He is Bender.
And he stands up on the table and puts his hands in the air and goes, "Big Jeff!" And as he does, his mouth opens and he goes, and it's like a fire hydrant, almost literally, in the sense of like there's probably some fluid that just shoots all the pie completely, like not digest. Like he doesn't have a stomach. It's just pie chunks coming out. And Gustav goes, "Oh well, more for Gustav."
No.
He didn't eat it. He's just it's like putting it inside a box, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like Zinji and Winnie are, if we haven't already, are double-handedly going to invent the like those things at the dentist, the like water picks, basically just to like get the pie out of his gears.
Yeah, Zinji also participated as well as Waller. They were two that did sign up as well.
Waller!
Waller has taken a fork and knife and has sat there the whole time because that's what you do at meals, because they're also a construct. They don't eat, and I don't think even have a mouth. But signed up because that's what you're supposed to do.
I love them.
Zinji has gotten more pie in her hair than she has in probably her stomach, but that's that's gnome problems. But all in all, Winnie, I'm gonna say pretty handily you did win that. I don't think there's anyone else who
Suck
who
it,
could've
shark
beaten you.
boy. No, I mean it's okay. We're gonna get you cleaned up.
He looks literally a little deflated, and kind of walks over to you.
You
I
did
tried.
great, buddy. It's okay.
I worked.
You did. You want to get cleaned up a little bit before your tug of war?
Can I have my bag back?
After we get you cleaned up, how about that?
Put it in the bag.
The pie?
Clean up with bag.
No, buddy. No.
Little Kermit face.
I'm going to spend a little time, whatever time there is before tug of war, just like prestidigitating junk out of
Just
wherever I can
everything
see.
out of all of the gears and joints and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, there's a bit of cobbler that's a little hard to get. It takes a few rounds of prestidigitation, but eventually you get it. Also, that's kind of weird because matter cannot not be created or destroyed. Are you just prestidigitating it somewhere else, like somewhere in the astral sea? There's a little bit of like cherry cobbler just pop into existence, smack it, get the Yankee in the side of the head.
I was gonna collect it into a little pie tin for Piper.
Oh, great. Yeah, you can do that.
I don't think Piper's too picky. He used to eat
I
garbage.
mean, and you have to ask how many Pipers could Peter Piper pick?
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man?
Not Peter Parker.
That's Peter.
Peter
Yeah, that's
Piper.
Peter Parker. Yeah.
Okay.
How many spiders could Peter Parker? No. Okay. Yes.
So Winnie gets the championship pie eating belt.
Winnie gets 10 gold.
Oh, yeah.
And the little blue ribbon.
9 gold technically since she paid one. Yeah, a little blue ribbon
That's really all she wants is the ribbon. I mean, like she'll
and a
definitely,
Pabst blue ribbon.
she'll definitely
It's
take the
PBR.
gold, but okay. And then going forward, little Jeffrey's strength score is 21.
Okay. The tug of war is being organized. There's a little ditch that they've kind of dug out. There's this big length of like shipped rope with that it's about as thick as a person's arm and fully twisted with all of the fibers kind of coming off of it. As it's being prepared, and Scarlett, what have you been up to since your encounter?
Observing the madness and avoiding pie chunks.
They did go pretty far, honestly. Yeah, there's a length to it.
Yeah, no games really interested me to play, but love to watch because it's free entertainment.
Yeah. And honestly, like the other seagulls have been very interested in all of the pie chunks that are everywhere.
I will happily support Marcus if he wants to participate in anything, but dear God, please don't do the pie eating contest.
He was not one for the pie eating contest, and he brings drinks over to you. So, the pole. The grease pole.
Okay.
I'm worried I'll set the grease on fire.
Right.
So, I'm gonna set this one.
Would It's not against the rules, is it?
I think it's against the spirit of the game.
If you burn the pole down,
Uh-huh.
is it the same as climbing it?
No. No, abjectly, I would say no. Firmly, in fact, I stand by that one.
Fair.
I did want to ask, actually. I lost track of you a little bit back there, and I looked around, you were there, and then you weren't, and then you were again, and you seemed off after that.
So, just another visit from our, other friend who made themselves known in our kitchen.
I wondered, especially after the dream last night. If you want to catch more of that, please catch Wildest Dreams, a spin-off of Horizon's Call that you can find currently on our Twitch and later on our YouTube.
Smooth plug.
Yeah, it's like where you get the little scroll at the bottom, or sometimes in comics it's like, want to know what Captain America's talking about? Check out Avengers 131.
I was thinking like General Hospital. They would always do that.
Absolutely,
Somebody's playing.
Classic reference.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Everybody here totally gets.
Everybody knows soap operas, right?
Painfully
was
aware.
Sick home from school.
Exactly.
In the 90s.
In between, like Wheel of Fortune.
Exactly. Yeah.
Price is Right.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, Price is Right.
Listen, I wanted to check in about, in general. Did our friend say why? What?
He wanted me to pull a card, and I told him no.
Huh. All right, that's, I think, a good idea for this moment. Not to spoil any holidays or whatnot. He's like, just downs his drink. I'll go get more. Down's yours.
I wasn't about to pull a card because I don't want the repeat of last year. I feel like we're
Neither do I.
still a little sensitive to that.
The whole going missing, finding your family, losing a little part of yourself, but also a pact to an ancient, unknowable thing, and then having the rest of us fight off some sort of extra-dimensional, extra-planar monsters?
Yes, I meant the part where you said, I love you, and I immediately disappeared.
Oh. I haven't taken... I took it personal at the time, but not after that.
It wasn't personal. It was against my choice.
I realize now. Let's try to have a good time. And maybe we could do some horseshoes. Unless that's offensive to Acacia, I'm actually not sure.
I'm also not sure.
I walk by with feeding Piper. It's not.
Good to know. Thank you.
Also, Marcus, you should definitely do the log rolling. You and your fancy feet. I think you can take at least second.
I could do that and dragon chess.
Yes. Anything with dragon.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't go here, but like, is it just because it has dragon in the name?
That's why he learned it, but
Yeah. Sounds right.
It's also something that, hey, listen, if they're gonna give it to you in the beginning of like your character when you can just carry stuff around and have stuff to do on the road, it's chess, okay? I was in chess club, it's a cool thing to do.
If you do dragon chess though, Marcus, I'm gonna wish you lots of luck because Mama Maddie always takes home the gold every year back in Cora.
Yeah, he looks over and she like moves a piece and goes, "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah, good luck.
Are you sure you
Flap,
can take
flap.
her off?
The sound a dragon makes before it eats your face.
God, I love her so much.
Scarlett's just having flashbacks of the imaginary friend from their dream.
Anecdote the dragon.
Anecdote the dragon. It's just
Best dragon name I've ever come up with on the fly.
We did it on the fly. That wasn't planned. Good to know.
Yeah. No, I knew we would have a dragon friend, and then I totally forgot to come up with a name for one. So then, yeah. Anecdote the dragon. It was going to be Figment, but I didn't want Disney to sue me.
Bless.
It's more of a, what do you call it? That's Epcot. Figment. Anyway, I loved Figment as a kid.
Speaking of dream things,
Yes.
we were a little interrupted this morning with visitors.
Yes.
Why they keep visiting out of nowhere, I'm not sure, but I'm going to probably have to cleanse the house at some point. We should probably discuss that dream thing sooner rather than later.
Say this in front of Acacia, or do you wait till after I leave?
I wait
Sorry
till
for,
you
like-
leave.
Yeah, sorry for like butting in.
I imagine it looked like a drive-by.
Which
A trot by.
Exactly. Which part did you want to discuss?
I mean, inherently, probably all of it. But, probably the more important part of the I don't want to say this too loudly. The marriage part?
Right. You're not backing out already?
No, I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. It'd be
Well,
weird if I was backing out. It's less than 24 hours.
Still, you're right to do. Stand in the way of that. But I figured we were on the first page of that particular book. Not our first book, but, a pseudo-sequel that involves planning and likely the inclusion of several of your friends, including Winnie, if you don't want her to literally cry herself to death.
Oh. Yeah, you're right about that one.
I mean, literally, she would cry so much that the water of her body would deplete itself, and she would die from dehydration.
Okay, there's a lot happened in a very short amount of time.
You're absolutely right. And we have time now. Doesn't have to happen this second, today, this month, this year. But whenever you're ready to announce it to others, I would be very happy to refer to you as not only my captain, but my fiancé.
The announcing it part, I think, is the part that I'm hung up on.
Oh, do you want fireworks or a banner? Do you want to... Joking. Well, we could, I don't know, send out a public notice? Post something on the town board. Or we could graffiti the side of the ship.
But let's not do that to my ship. We can do it to the Redemption.
Exactly.
I mean, they're
And
technically
then
both.
break
They're
its mooring,
technically.
let it float out.
They're technically both my ships, but the one that I captain,
Mm-hmm.
we can pin it on somebody else. Connery would get very mad.
I feel like you would have to.
What if we could always do the sails?
We could. Next time they unfurl.
He would still
Or-
kill us.
We could have a nice dinner where we have your loved ones over, our loved ones, and have everyone in one comfortable, warm place.
The night is candletide, then we do have to exchange gifts.
So tomorrow.
Or we
I've
can just
never
rip the
liked...
we could rip the band-aid off.
Or that.
Because remember how we didn't tell anyone that we were together in the first place and how well that went?
They survived.
It's a fact of it wasn't a good secret.
That's true. Fine. Tonight, during our gift exchange.
Okay. Sold. You can tell them and I'll run.
I can run faster than you. Remember that.
Not if I trip you first.
And as the tug of war contest gets set to begin, let's go ahead and take our first, or I guess our break, our main break, not our first break. Unless you guys want another break. I don't know. I'm not your dad. We'll be back in about 10 to 15. Take care of yourselves. Do the things. Pet your pets. All that kind of stuff. Please enjoy our ad reel and support some of our affiliates. Supporting them helps support us. Honestly, please use our custom link for Hit Point Press because we don't really have like a code or anything. So I know it's an extra step, but please check out beacons.ai/sword and key. Use the sword and key link if you do go to buy anything like Humblewood or the animated spell cards or like Sina Una or the little Humblewood Owlin. It's a little stuffed animal. It's really cute. Or like music licenses or anything. Lots of cool stuff. Please use our link for that. Otherwise, there are codes that you can use for Wishbone Cosmetics and Eldritch Foundry. Both of those can be found on the beacons as well. Hang out. We'll be back. Just stick around. Vast and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. This is episode 29 of season 4. We're on the penultimate episode, and we're having a Candletide celebration. So let's get back into it as we go for a tug of war contest. So, tug of war, a contest of strength, bravery, fortitude, and a lot of dirt. Honestly. Rope included, yeah. And it started off strong, kind of ended a little weak, as most people do in tug of war. Ha! You thought I wasn't going to segue. I did. So, let's go ahead. For those of you participating in tug of war, this is going to be pretty easy. We are going to do, let's say, 3 rounds of contested strength. Well, we can call this athletics if you got an athletics boost. But these will be like, we're going to add everybody up on one side, add everybody up on the other side. So, on one side, we can say that, Acacia and Jeffrey and Winnie, are you participating? Nope, just Jeffrey. Okay.
No. Thank
So,
you.
Acacia and Big Jeff are both on one side. On the other side, you find individuals such as Waller and Connery. Who else would be big and strong and want
Ripley.
to participate? Ripley absolutely is there. I'm going to put Ripley on the other side. I'm going to put Krej on your side because she is a bugbear. Let's see. Sammy has a broken arm. I'm going to put a couple of dwarves that you recently rescued as well in there. Some of the hardier younger ones. A couple of dragonborn, and well, a little mixed and matched of everybody. But I don't think I necessarily need to name all the NPCs that are participating. 10 people on both sides. I will do the rolls for everybody else and add up their bonuses as I would see them having them. If Winnie, you can handle Jeffrey, and Acacia, you can do yourself. Let's go ahead and get some rolls going.
Before I roll, Derek, I have an important question.
Please.
Okay, so one, I'm probably the anchor on my side.
I would imagine so.
Second, I have equine builds. You count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push or drag. Can I leverage that as advantage?
I would think that is a good way to leverage some advantage. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And actually, poor planning on my part, I gave you Krej, who also has the build thing as a bugbear that makes them one size large. So I would give
Who's
advantage.
Krej again? Can you remind me?
Krej Kurzagar is the bugbear on Cross's Mercy, who is the quartermaster, I want to say. I might be
No,
wrong, but
isn't
no,
that-
because Esmond's the
Esmond is
quartermaster.
the
The quartermaster.
Krej is the something. She is an officer. Can't remember which one.
She is
Ripley's
an
the surgeon.
officer.
Krej
I'm gonna
gets
give her-
paid.
Krej gets paid. I'm gonna give Krej a high five when I see that we're on the same team.
Yeah, and because she's a bugbear and is very tall and has long arms, you even have to reach to like get up there because she puts it all the way up. Yeah, she's a bugbear with like
That's fair.
knuckle tattoos. I remember that like very fuzzy, but also where it's not fuzzy. There's tattoos. Okay, so
Bosun. Thank you, Kayla.
thank you.
I know my crew. I have
At
it
least one of us
saved,
does.
more specifically.
Okay, so you want us to roll?
Please.
Okay, hold on. Just the totals. Okay.
Yeah, totals are perfect. All right. Mare, what'd you get for your first round?
Okay, my first run was an 18 total.
Very nice. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna do. Winnie, what'd you get for Jeff?
I also want to know where he is. He like flying and pulling because he can't reach the ground if everyone else is like medium size and pulling.
He's up at the very front.
Okay,
so
okay,
that
that's fair.
It's kind of like it slopes down because there's a couple of dwarves on your team. So the
Okay.
tallest one's in back, slopes down, but he absolutely is using like the rocket boots to like propel himself backwards, like fucking Tony Stark when he's trying to pick up Mjolnir, right?
So
But he's got the belt on him.
a 21 would be a +5,
5.
so 15
Okay, 15 in total.
in total. Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
But especially being in front, he feels like he's fucking doing the thing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And
I had to give him explicit instructions. You can't stop in the middle to dab, no matter how good you think you're doing.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I just did 5 rolls, 2 of yours included. I'm going to multiply that by 2. And then I will do the same for the other team. So your total... Why is this not doing a thing? There we go. Okay, your total... Actually, why am I multiplying by 2? It's going to be the same thing. 79. The other team, 74. So first round, as the rope crosses that middle section, gives you just enough movement, enough inertia that you're currently winning. If you can pull out this second round, your team will win this tug of war contest. Let's go ahead and do another round of rolls.
19.
My second roll was also a 19. I just rolled them all at the start. I wrote them down.
Perfect.
That's smart.
Okay, 19 plus 19 plus dirty 20 plus 5.
Yikes. One of those dwarfs totally slipped.
Absolutely plus 21. Let's see about your other team. So that is going to be 84 with that kind of inertia coming for you. So the first team got an 18, then a 5, then a nat 20,
No.
then a dirty 20, finally a 19. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Totaling to your 84 and 82.
Wow.
Michael, I see you playing Tokyo Extreme Racer. What are you doing? I'm totally kidding. So It's just anytime it pops up on Steam. I also see for those of you in our community, those of you who might be familiar with LD, I see every time LD is playing The Sims at like 3 a.m. So I can see everything you're doing. We're friends. Okay, so with that, with your 84 to 82, you watch as Connery's paws digging into the dirt. His foot slips out from beneath him. Jeffrey takes his teeth and bites into the rope, not biting completely, but almost like pulling with the strongest part of his body as well as his hands, his rocket boots pushing off. Acacia in the back anchoring. You feel a little bit of give, and leaning back, you watch as every other member of the team is pulled forward, face down into the muddy sand below. You have all succeeded in your tug of war. Very well done. High fives all around, and you've all now invented the high five. And little Big Jeff comes over to you, Winnie, and with like this big sharky grin on his face, he takes the belt off and kind of just like shrinks down a little bit. He transforms and hands it back to you.
I think you should probably hold on to that for now, buddy. Keep it safe.
We Big Jeff?
You can be Big Jeff sometimes.
He looks like a little worried. But you need to be strong.
Yeah, but not all the time. Sometimes you can be strong too. We can be strong for each other. When you need someone to be strong for you, I'll wear the belt. When I need you to be strong for me, you can wear the belt. This could have like deeper metaphorical or like emotional meanings for like other things, but I'm not going to think about that too much because I don't know where Constance is.
I'm strong enough to shoulder emotions.
I know you are.
If you look back and don't see any footprints in sand, it is because Big Jeff carried you, but also flies.
Yes. Yes, that's... When you fly, you don't leave footprints. That's absolutely true. But I don't want you to have to shoulder all my burdens all the time. Because sometimes we're in, like, a no magic zone. And then, like, that's not so good for you. And that's when I carry you. Or, I think Scarlett historically has. But that's neither here nor there. Point is...
You've literally programmed me with trauma responses. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're not going to think too much about that.
Okay, more pie.
Bury it down. Yeah, more pie.
Nom, 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 nom. Okay.
Have you thought about programming like a compartmentalized option into him, Winnie?
Just like
the back of holding is
like a kill switch for Derek. Just like a kill switch for like if he's getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
This is just a public service thing. You should don't try not to compartmentalize too much. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy. Yeah. Don't be like Winnie or little. Specifically, do not be like little Jeffrey. Yeah. That's. Yeah. That's all I got. I am adding his winnings. Is it also 10 pounds?
Gold?
10 gold?
Do we get gold out for this one, Derek?
Well, yeah, we can give you gold for this one.
Okay, because he has his own piggy bank, so I have to make sure the account's balanced. Otherwise, I get in trouble.
Little prizes for Candletide.
10 gold?
10 gold.
Hell yeah.
We can do. It was 10 gold to enter.
With a
so
1
you
gold.
got your...
I thought it was a 1 gold entry.
Yeah, but this one it kind of makes sense that there's 10 people. You would all only get your gold. Like, you would get only 1 gold, so it'd be 1 gold per person, right? So that way everybody gets 10 gold.
What is the net bonus out of Tug of War?
The net for you two would be 20 gold. Personally, you each get 10 gold.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Individually, you each get 10 gold.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I just need to know what to add to his...
I understand, but net does not mean that.
It
by
does
the way.
not.
Just...
No, I fucked up on that one.
Okay, so, last, I suppose Marcus is going to do the log rolling.
Yes.
I think that's the end of our gamery. That's not really a word. Okay.
I
So
feel like Proximus is going to last minute log roll also.
Okay. Well, red versus blue. Then I think it just
We're
just
on either
turns into
side.
that.
Are we on
Yeah.
either side, like going against each other? Like
Yes.
nice.
So you find yourselves on the same log, as this is described in the document the Tangent sent me. Two people balance on the same floating log and try to cause the other
No.
person to fall off without touching them. Players make opposed, so this is made for Pathfinder, make opposed reflex saves or acrobatics checks, whichever is better, and try to stay on the
Mhm.
log. If the opposed roll is 3 or more in difference, the log rolling player falls off the log. I'm going to say, just for the fun of this, we'll make it a 5-point difference. This says the ground is muddy. There ain't no ground. Y'all in that water.
Following the drink. Yeah.
So right next
So
to
athletics or acrobatics?
this, I'm going to yes, I would say we could do either. I think that would be fair to Proximus. But yeah, so you next to the docks, both of you walk over, and a log has been floated over to you. You can see there are several others that are kind of like fighting for that control. Some of them standing sideways and kind of kicking their feet, trying to roll the other person off. Some people, doing their best to like. Even you see one halfling who's like crouched down in like the 3-point pose, but as soon as the log starts to roll, they definitely find themselves kind of swirling around on that one. Okay, I'm gonna say also, just for the sake of it, we'll do 3 rounds of contested. So Marcus has a +3 to his acrobatics. Let's go ahead. Let's do our first roll here.
I have +10 to my athletics.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we doing athletics or acrobatics?
And we can do either. Although, well, Marcus does have a +9 to athletics, so if
I would say, yeah.
Okay, I think that makes it a little more fair. All right, so Marcus got a 14 on the die, so that is a 23.
Oh,
for his
nice.
first roll.
Yeah, 18 total with an 8 on the die.
Okay,
Roll low.
so Marcus looks you in the eye. I see we meet again. And very fleet of foot, as I think he actually has something that literally says that. His fancy footwork.
Yeah.
But that would be opportunity attacks. But he does have fancy footwork and a rakish audacity. He kicks his feet a little bit to the side and does like a little like jaunt with them, as you immediately find yourself both right next to your element and so far away from it at the same time. As did you wear your armor for this?
Oh no, I just
good.
probably my coat. Yeah.
Okay, so like shirtless under the coat.
Yeah.
A lot of the townswomen are out watching this one. Okay, let's do our next roll.
That is a 29.
That is a 14. Rolled a 5. So how do you come back from that, Mikyl?
He's still wearing his winged boots. So
Sure.
as he's spinning it quickly and then jumps in the air, kind of floating down and then lands back on it. It just the weight, the resistance goes away from the log, and Marcus just goes flying.
Okay, last roll then, as Marcus struggles to keep his feet but manages.
He actually Proximus will go fly over and put a hand down to help Marcus back onto the log, and then when he goes to reach up for it,
Like slicks back the flaming hair. You can see like steam's coming off of it. All right then, Blue. Last one.
Can I cast Gust?
Oh, that was a natural 20.
Rolled a
For
19.
Can I cast Gust?
Yes, you can.
on Proximus?
I was gonna ask if it's on both of them or if it's just on Proximus.
No, it's just Proximus.
Nice.
I have
Um,
to succeed on a
Is
strength
dexterity
saving throw.
Strength?
Saving.
Another plus 10.
You have to be an 18.
That is a 21.
Fuck.
But you see his jacket just flies off of him.
It's like I'm not
all the
helping.
ladies, all the ladies start clapping.
Jesus Christ.
Let's be realistic here. It's not just ladies.
It's not just ladies. No,
It's like
there's-
everyone. Fuck. It's like, shit, I made them hotter.
Also, reminder, doesn't Proximus have a chest tattoo as well?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
he has a
So it's
full chest
real
tattoo.
fucking hot.
Marcus takes off his coat. You see his tramp stamp. That's okay. So yeah, I rolled a 19 plus 9, but it sounds like you rolled a nat 20.
Nat
Plus
20
10.
plus 10. Yeah.
Okay. Marcus looks at you ever so confidently as he goes, I've always wondered what it sounds like when a fish yells, oops. And just as he does that, he's way too overconfident in himself. And he goes,
Oh,
you kick your
no.
feet not from going back to going forward, and he can't adjust in time, and he goes splash right
Oh,
into
no.
the water below.
Oh.
I would
I
like
feel
to cast
terrible.
Gus again, just to really just
Yeah.
push Proximus
Afterwards?
off anyway, just after.
I'll yeah.
This needs to be in the Sexy Horizons call calendar.
17. You said I have to beat at 18?
Uh-huh.
He goes flying. And I feel like it's
Totally
like
off the
an
back.
upward wind, so it just like carries him up and drops him.
Both Marcus and Proximus walk out of the surf, just flipping water.
Just
Like
Baywatch.
a bad,
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
episode of Baywatch.
Marcus steaming. I love it.
Fantastic. The day goes on. Festivities continuing. The games continue. There's games for kids for little ring toss. You can see that some of the older folks like Mama Maddie absolutely whoops everyone at Dragon Chess. A lot of the sailors are betting some of their earnings on Liar's Dice and are acting like they're all off on the ground on the cobblestones in the corner like it's still illegal, but nobody's giving a shit about it. Feasting continues, and there is laughter and merriment and celebration all about. Is there anything anybody wanted to do before the evening arrives and the candles start to be brought out? Okay, I'll take that as a no. Okay, so let's do... We're going to turn off that is the Humblewood music, by the way. Official Humblewood music. If you ever
We're
want to
getting
get a license
closer
for
to a
yourself.
crossover.
Well, they've been on the ship. They just got off the ship. If you ever want to get a license for yourself, you can check out Hit Point Prep's own website. Use our link to do so. Night begins to fall. There's definitely there's not really a lull at any point in the day. There's enough energy that's kind of going around, enough music that's been played by otters and genasi and various bards, even when those two seem to be, wearing out their strumming fingers. Food has been provided. Everyone is thoroughly full by the time the evening arrives, and campfires begin to break out along the beach at intervals, just to provide a little extra light and kind of that smoky smell, and also a little bit of warmth as it gets a little bit colder as the sun begins to fall. And as the sun breaks down beyond the horizon and the stars appear in the sky, the some of the town elders begin to bring out these boxes that are all full of these little paper boats, and inside each of the paper boats, just a little votive candle. And they start handing them out. They have the kids kind of help. Everybody gets a little boat with a candle in it, something that won't cause too much issue when it sinks. The candle isn't set into glass or anything like that. It's just a little bit of wax that will deplete and sink, perhaps even burn up the boat in what little way it can before it sinks to the bottom and is just added to the mountains of sand that the world rests upon. Candletide is a time of light and peace and joy, but also of remembrance. It is a time when light can be sent out into the world for those that aren't here, that you're not able to celebrate with, either because of time, distance, or loss. Candles are lit in the hopes that that bit of light will carry that person back to you in whatever way it can. And as you all each receive your candles, and the townsfolk, along with all of you and shipfolk, all head down to the shore to light your candles and set them out to the waves, I would love to know who you are sending a candle out for, if anyone in specific. Anything that you might say, perhaps to others, to yourselves. So let's go ahead and go around. Winnie, I'll start with you, if that's okay.
Why with me? What did I ever do to you?
Well, you know what you did, and I can't believe you want me to say it on stream.
Winnie will go down with little Jeffrey, and probably having him help her carry, probably nothing actually on fire yet, but yeah, she's going to set some out for family who is no longer with her, probably her grandfather, and I think most of the rest. Man, this is real important. I really feel like we've lost someone, like, really close to us, and Eva is not remembering. So this is not a specific slight to any crew that have gone before. But
I think the person you might be thinking of is Callista.
Oh, yes. Yes. And I think that one would be, because there would be candles for, and maybe this is a group thing, I don't know, but for the crew that was lost between Halvaruk and Phoenix Landing that we weren't there for. Callisto, I think there would be a comment about how it's less of a loss and more of an unbinding, and now she's free. And there would be maybe a candle, not in loss, but just in not being with some of the other people she cares about, family, because you said that's what it's for too, right? It's not just
yeah, not those you've lost, those who are not with you right now.
Yeah. So absolutely her mom's Siren, her sister, just pretty much everyone she's been pinging with sendings lately. And this is probably the quietest she's been. Like, this is all very... Maybe even little Jeffrey is the only one who can really hear what she's saying. And it's... doesn't come up all the time, but, like, we talk about how Winnie gets around friends-wise. And so there's... yeah, probably quite a few... just as she keeps thinking of people that she wishes were around, or that she talked to more, or heard from more, or knew if they were okay more. Yeah.
Okay. And you light your candle?
Mm-hmm. And the last one's for Elios, of course.
And it's set out to the base. Proximus, what about you?
Proximus would try to find Dominera just to send out a candle for Corvus. And then together send one out for the Nalos.
And she joins you, especially for that second one, and joins your hands as you light it and set it out to the waves. Scarlett, what about you?
Oh, that list is very long. No, there are three important ones for sure. Well, she's sad that, yes, the crew suffered losses, but that's what you get when you sign up to be a pirate. And she was going to go ahead and let Esben have that send off because of all the feelings around that. We'll light a candle for my own candle for Corvus.
Mhm.
We'll light a candle for Marcus's mom. And the last candle will be for Captain Cross.
And Marcus joins you in kind, lighting a candle for your family that could not be here. And for all that they have lost. And you notice for just a moment he thinks about lighting a candle and then doesn't. Acacia.
You said that the candles are like on small boats of paper?
Little paper, just enough to let it float until it burns out.
Acacia probably makes her own instead of taking the ones that are offered by the townsfolk.
Sure.
So she only has 3. The first one is actually a little larger than normal, and it has multiple candles on it, which she lights with Produce Flame. And she actually writes on there's writing on all of her boats as well, her own little wishes instead of verbally speaking at them out into the world. But the first one with the bunch of candles is for Stargazer, Nev, Bass, and the rest of the herds over in Soteria. All the well wishes, hoping that they're safe and that they can get back to a normal, calm, nomadic life instead of dealing with the Nereans that are probably still there.
Yeah.
The second one is for Great Uncle Marik, with wishes and hopes to see him again soon, that he is doing well, and that maybe someday that the family can get together, just all together once. Because I remember it didn't always end well. And then the third one is blank. There's no writing on it, but it is for Panveer. And as I'm sending out that last one, I do want to send him ascending.
Okay. What would you like to say?
So when you pick up a phone call or you're listening to a voice message in your voicemail, and it's just really, really quiet for a long time, like there's someone on the other line, but they don't say anything for a while. It's kind of like that vibe at first. Like you send the sending and it's very, very quiet for like a long minute. And I think it just says, "Happy Candletide. There's a candle out on the waves for you." And I just leave it at that. And as I mentioned last session, there's that star spell in the sky as well. This is the last night I'm going to be casting it.
Okay. I think in the same way that there's that static of deadline, or at least silent line, but the line's still open. A long time goes by to where the tide has taken your candle far out, and you hear a voice. Yeah. You too. I see it. What you doing? Okay. Okay. That's it. Your candles all drift out with the tide, along with every other townsfolk, every child, teen, adult, and elderly individual who casts out their own wishes and remembrances, and for just a moment the tide mirrors the sky above, twinkling with stars and light and fire below. And as you watch, the darkness of this calm sea carries the candles out beyond the breaking tide, and all things, even the light that you send out, is eventually snuffed. Not in a way of that it is gone from this world, but in a way of change and difference that all things must face. That being one of the lessons of Candletide. And the festivities begin to wrap up. Folks start to head back to their homes. What are all of you doing as the night kind of wraps up?
Hosting presents at the Shore's house.
Fantastic.
On our way to do that at an appropriate time, like as people are walking away from the shoreline, little Jeffrey, like mouth open, just like reaching in and then handing out, is going to be distributing to as many people as possible little bags, like little bags of like little homemade cookies that he made with some help. And some of them have different like ribbons on them for like allergies and stuff, so that like, you know, people get the kind of cookies they should get.
No peanuts for you, Bethany.
Yeah. He tried. They're not terrible. They're not the best cookies in the world, but they're his
edible.
like community contribution. I'm not saying it's community.
Peanut allergies are a serious deal.
That was the burning smell from earlier, by the way.
before we get back to Scarlett,
Yeah.
I probably spent all my like the shore time with the candles with my parents. But I didn't get them gifts. We got back too late, but I feel like we don't always get gifts every single year anyway, so they just
I
get
feel
love
like-
and affection.
When you were younger and one or both dads were away on like Eve Walker missions and things like that, it was tradition that you get to go in the shop and pick one thing.
Oh, that's cute.
And there were several times where you're like, I want that Archdevil pike. And they're like, well, what about this nice book? And, they had to give you pike lessons and, she's going to get bored with this in like a week.
The lessons did not stick. I am not proficient in pole
Yeah,
arms.
exactly. Yeah. I want that mandolin. Oh, God, the slicing one or the instrument one. Okay. Heading back to Scarlett's house. All of you, I presume, in a group. Marcus joining you. You would note that there is someone standing at Scarlett's front door, knocking on it. It is a femme-presenting individual. She has long, dark, curly hair. Her back is to you, but it seems as though she's dressed like she has kind of furs over her shoulder. Seems to be wearing this like almost gold cloth in addition to this like navy blue sort of getup. And just knocking on the door every now and then, kind of tapping her foot.
Is she hot?
It's a Derek
She hasn't turned
NPC.
around yet, but
Like,
she turns
She
around
doesn't have to.
as she hears you all arriving, and yeah, she's hot.
Oh, women,
she-
am I right?
Sharp cut, like cheekbones. Her outfit, which you might identify as like a captain's outfit just by color and style, has a deep cut, like all the way down. And the furs, it's some sort of exotic animal that's kind of draped around, probably something that's like semi-magical. And she looks at all of you and puts out a hand and says, "Ah, finally, I have been knocking on your door for it seems like hours. Are you the residents? Yes?
Yes.
Fantastic. I need to get back to my ship. My name is Captain Zara Alzorka. I was sent here by one of your friends, the ones with the she has the tall legs and the feathers and the nice chest, Fia, and she wanted me to give you these, and she hands you a let me double check because this actually was sent from LT, who wanted to send you all a little gift for things. Okay. It is a small, just like envelope that she hands over. It is to a Scarlett.
That would be me.
Wonderful. Well, then I have performed my task, and I bid you all a fine candlelights, and I will remove myself from your island post haste.
Can I tip her? I feel like that's the right thing to do.
Like, this is
Sweet
not
Mark.
her normal job of mail carrier.
Yeah.
Lots of people give me just the tip.
You need to find other people.
So yes, you may absolutely tip Captain Zara. If you would like to learn more about Captain Zara and how she also slept with Fia, please watch Harbingers.
Oh, that yes.
Okay, so she goes like walking off down the cobblestones in probably like 5-inch heels or something ridiculous like that. Inside, opening the letter, it is sealed with like the Harbinger's sigil and with like black ink, and there's one of Fia's feathers which is like stuck in the wax as well. And as you crack the wax and open the letter, it says, "Dear cousin and crew, happy Candletide," or whatever it is you say. "Enjoy this little trinket from my last investigation into our friends. You should check it out sometime. Might make for a nice little vacation spot. Love and kisses, especially to Flyboy, Fia of the Rowan." And she sent you a souvenir from the ruins from the Harbinger Adventure. I need to figure out what that thing is, but I will let you know, and you would now have that.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
Me too. Okay, so
She just sent something from that city or that island.
yeah, the ruined city that's hidden inside the mountains that had an eldritch thing of great evil trapped behind ancient doors for near all eternity until it broke
It's
loose. and
fine.
Yeah,
killed
super
her
fine.
friends. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
where-
here for this. Love it.
where she met the literal embodiment of death and also had a deck of many things. I wouldn't worry about it.
What a queen.
We won't talk
Mm.
about how many people died in that.
Here's this probably very cursed thing that I just yoinked from the ruins.
Oh, so bad they just want to make it a tentacle, but I don't think that's fair to you.
Please don't.
It's probably not a brain worm either.
A fancy,
Okay.
very cursed rock.
Yes. More than anything, it is probably a stylized gold dragon, like little like housewarming gift that you can. But it has like jade eyes, kind of curled with the Killin kind of mustache that extends outward from it. But having been left back to your home, you will enter, sit down in Scarlett's, nice living room, and all exchange your gifts. Are there any gifts?
The large cushion for Acacia.
Yeah. Are there any gifts in particular you all would like to know?
I give a gift to everybody. It's actually just like a very nice cardstock of just writing on it and maybe like some little border designs of the redemption of this coupon entitles you to one underlined favor from Acacia. I'm sorry for the lot. I did not have a lot of time, and I think this is very versatile gift. Use it wisely.
I love it. Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna
can't-
frame it.
It's actually super thoughtful when you think about it.
Yeah.
It can't be just a normal favor you would ask me on any normal day. This has to be like capital F favor.
And I'm gonna frame it. This is just too good.
It's just
Babysitting little Jeffrey count as a lowercase or uppercase favor?
That's an uppercase favor.
that's an uppercase.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I assume it includes the baby Bjorn and everything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
How else are you gonna keep track of him? I'm not allowed to leash him anymore.
Yeah.
Little
Once he
Jeffrey's
got to
just
full
gnawing on the
sentences.
table.
Because he can fly and he can just go up and like chew on
Oh
wooden
my god,
chandeliers.
it's like fucking June bugs.
I feel like I'd probably have like little rubber caps for situations like this where I have to focus on
You
other
just
things.
giving him claw caps, but for his teeth.
His multiple rows of shark teeth.
Oh,
It is like
Yeah.
Russian roulette every time I try and go into the bag of holding.
it's like owning a cat. Your forearms are just tore up.
Yep.
Can't help it. All right. So Proximus has gifts. So to Dominera, he gives her the helm of Persona, which is the Triton helm that I found. And then to Marcus, he had a special wall display made for the Flame Tongue Scimitar. And engraved in it says, "Cherish the lessons that you've learned, the man that you are, the love that you give, and the lessons that you learned." Which is actually twice. So, yeah, I wrote that quick. Maybe on the Stairmaster.
It's very nice. Really appreciate it. Dominera looks at you though, and she goes, "What are you saying? I can't defend myself? I get hit in the head too much? You need a helmet."
Yeah.
Them fighting without armor on is basically a Candletide gift in and of itself.
Right. As she's yelling at me, I just hug her. Just give her a hug. Obviously, you need this. It is okay.
Marcus leans over and he like tries to explain gifts to her. She's like,
Yeah.
"What do you mean? I'm not poor. I can get things for myself." You're just giving me things? What is that? Why? What do you mean to say thank you? Thank you, Proximus. I will wear it and cherish it. Good.
You are welcome. It is something from the old days of our people. Tritons, not Nalos. So you wear it, or keep it, put it up as a trinket, whatever you want. Just know that when you want to return it to the depths and return to the Nalos, I am ready when you are.
I will let you know, and I will do my best to not eat pretzels out of it. I have discovered pretzels, and I love them.
Just wait till you get to popcorn. For Acacia, so the Acacia, I don't have an actual present for you because Roland would not let me take it. But there's a crystal ball compendium of all the beasts of the sea that you have never seen before, so that when you want to turn into it, that you now know all of the things below the sea that your people don't usually see. It is common for me, but just like the birds in the sea, or the birds in the sky, I never saw those before I came to the surface. So I imagine that you have not seen the things underneath the sea. So now everything that I have seen, you can see also.
There's like a little surprised, dumbfounded look on her face, and then she just gives you
All
a
of us.
freaking hug.
It's the same on all of us.
I'm gonna scare so many people.
Yes, I just can't wait till you see like the giant crabs that I've seen, maybe an aboleth.
I don't think I can turn into an aboleth. I'm not strong enough to turn into an aboleth. I know that much.
Not yet.
I say not yet.
Maybe like a baby one. Maybe like a foot long.
Yes.
Derek, can I turn into like a foot long aboleth in appearance only?
I'm gonna go with no. I don't like saying it, but I'm gonna go with no.
That's fair. That's fair.
Winnie, I found something. It was a very long time ago, before I met you guys. I found this ship. It was elves. They had dark skin and very pale hair. And they had their ship. And I took some things from the ship because I wanted a trinket and some things to remember. And in chat, I'll drop this in, but I got approval from Derek to give this to you.
If you want to know
I'm
more
so
about the adventure,
excited.
watch the Proximus prequel, In the Belly of the Beast.
Yeah. It's a bracelet of spell storing, and you've seen it before. Eva has seen it before.
I don't think Winnie has. Eva has.
Oh,
That's so exciting.
Eva has. So I found this and I thought that you could use it. I'm not quite sure what it does, but yeah.
I'll find out.
I know it's
Thank
magical.
you. I'm so excited. She's gonna give him a big ol' hug.
It's loading. I'm on my slow internet. So
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
and then to Scarlett, he had a ring forged, a piece of his mithril scale, because I think I've pretty much given mithril to everyone. In the middle of it, is the broken gem that was previously in his carapace. You can take this with you. Wherever you go, know that I am with you. And I will always be here. Not to protect you, but just to be. At one point in time, you were the right hand of someone that I thought was a god. But I thought that I was the left hand. But really, it is just a sister that I never had. So thank you for being there and walking me through all this surface stuff.
And just let you figure out what pineapple was on your own.
Red drink and all those things that I didn't know about, you know?
Sarcasm.
I'm still trying to get a hold of that one.
I will cherish this forever. Thank you.
Always.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Winnie.
Scarlett can go.
Nope, Winnie, you can go first.
Okay. First of all, I put the specific link in chat. Okay. Hang on, I got this in like 6 different places.
What chat?
I'm sorry, in Twitch chat. The link.
Of the prequel episode?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So, little Jeffrey is going to hand out little, they're like this big, I don't know, I guess small jewelry box sized. They're like clay. It's just like a little kid made, you know, no hinges. It's just like a top that like fits in to the box shape. Okay. And then he's got like a little paw hand print on top, question mark, whatever you want to call it. So everyone gets one of those, including Dominaria and Marcus, and whatever. Do we have any other major NPCs in here that I keep forgetting about? Winnie wouldn't forget. Eva, we have so many people right now. Okay, and then for Acacia, she hands out a little, well, like it's a regular journal sized journal, and it's got like the little leather wrap around it, and it is, I'm pretty sure these are all approved. I did not get a no, but Derek did see them. So, technically speaking, it's an enduring spell book, but you don't use spell books. What it is it is basically a journal where anything written on its pages can't be damaged by fire or immersion in water, and it doesn't deteriorate with age. And I don't know, like, you know, you might need that because we go in water a lot. And also apparently fire a lot more than I thought we would.
I love it, Winnie. Thank you.
Proximus gets an internal server error, but I'm just gonna tell you what it is anyway. Thanks, D&D Beyond. Proximus, I know this is gonna seem a little silly, but I get really stressed with how many situations we're in where you're like flying around and stuff, and sometimes, like I was telling little Jeffrey earlier, sometimes we can't use magic and stuff, which I realize in retrospect, this probably wouldn't work. It's okay, I got a gift receipt. It's a token of Featherfall, because she's really stressed that one of these days you're going to be up and not
knocked out
able
of the
to
sky.
fly. Yes. So, I tried to make sure everything she picked was not attuned. Like, you don't have to attune. So, but that will
Thank you, Winnie.
let me sleep a little easier at night, and stuff.
That is very helpful.
And I'm not saying it's a skill issue. I believe you can absolutely fly whenever you want. But just in case, you know.
How does it work?
That's a super good question. It is just a little disc you could wear on a necklace. I put it on a little leather thing just to keep it, like, you could tie it to something. It's basically, if you are over 20 feet off the ground, it just kind of like, you don't plummet. You still fall, but like you don't
Doctor.
yes. Like hit the ground hard. Like you don't, it doesn't hurt.
Yes.
Which is the important part. And by ground, I mean like, because it can hurt a lot when you hit the water too. So I would like to think, mechanically speaking, it would be the same, but I also didn't really think about that. So let's hope that one of the many gods listening would treat it the same.
Thank
yes.
you, Winnie. This is very thoughtful. I appreciate it.
I hope you don't need to use it. Just because falling is probably scary. For Dominaria, it is a, like, non-magical, but it's like a nice, like, weapon cleaning, sharpening, it's like a new whetstone and, like, oil and, like, all that good shit that, like, she probably needs to, like, keep her
That
shit.
a real weapons nerd would love.
Yeah. What else am I going to get her? She's terrifying. In a hot sort of way. Marcus gets a horn of alarm because I know just for whatever reason I know that like you and Scarlett sometimes get into some shockingly often perilous situations, and this way like you can have a like secret hey, there's trouble. Cause no, you can't always like send little secret messages and stuff. So, this is like a big secret message. Of course, you don't have to like use her as your alarm person. You could also like use Connery or Espen or I mean whoever really. But like I just kind of assumed like
It's very nice, Winnie. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
yeah, I'm not sure what creature it came from, but I try not to think too hard about it. I don't think it's a dragon, I'm sorry. Speaking of Scarlett, I got you this. And she's gonna hold out a like a map case, like a round tube thing. This is a terrible idea, but I think it's fun. It is a cartographer's map case. I gotta tell you, I don't know how useful it'll be, but if anyone should have it, it's you. I will send you this. It is basically you can use it if you pass a check to generate a special map that identifies a shortcut. Basically it's a like tube of maps and you have a chance of pulling out like an actually useful map. Your travel time is reduced by half while you follow that route. This is per GM discretion. And if you succeed at the check by 5 or more, the map includes notes on the terrain, granting you advantage on the next ability check to travel through the mapped area. And there's also a random table of things that might show up on the map that are like, if you roll a 6, it's a cave filled with screaming bioluminescent worms. Just for example. Yeah, so...
Good old worm cave.
Good old worm cave. Yeah, so, it could be useful. Little Jeffrey. I know you think you're getting that soul coin, but I gotta tell you, buddy, I've been looking at it and I've been poking at it, and I don't think it's gonna like straight up give you a soul. And if it did, I don't think that you would still be you. So I know, buddy, I know. But I am gonna give you some super special upgrades. And I'm gonna deep high the hell out of you. So, we will discuss realistically what upgrades you would like. And maybe we can talk about not always having to be in the baby Bjorn. Maybe. Also, I bought you a new box of crayons.
And flamethrower.
I think one of the colors is flamethrower red, but like you cannot have
Flamethrower
like.
upgrade, please.
Well, we'll talk about it. That sounds like something apparently that might be feasible.
We're on wooden chips. No.
No, absolutely not.
Nope. Hard line. No.
Maybe a water thrower.
Maybe.
Oh, like a fireman, like a fire hose.
Install
Make it into a power washer.
Install a like, you know, switching out the bag of holding with a decanter of endless water.
Yeah.
Endless water.
Hell yeah.
Just have little swap out options.
Derek, can I track down a decanter of endless water for little Jeffrey?
Yeah, it's just...
Okay, hang on.
let's turn little Jeffrey just into a Pokemon. Little Jeffrey, hydro pump.
I mean, he basically is.
It could be a portable shower.
Sharpener.
Okay,
I love
it's happening. Okay, I will put all of these in chat for your references. I think that covers everyone who is here.
A knock is heard at the door.
If it's Roland, I have like a special fucking book for him. I did not forget him. He's just not here.
What a weird way to answer a door.
Scarlett's gonna go answer the door.
It's not her house, but he's not answering the door.
On the
Would
other side
not
of the
surprise
door
me if she did, though.
is B, who comes in still dripping wet a little bit from coming in from the tides. Hey, hi, happy candle tides.
Winnie just flings herself at her girlfriend, and
Scarlett's gonna like narrowly miss that and just
yeah.
step aside.
Hi, B.
Hi. I didn't bring anything because I was catching tides, but hopefully I'm good enough of a gift.
You're always the best gift. You don't have to bring anything ever. Oh my gosh, come in, sit down.
Oh wait, she like reaches like pulls a starfish over. I have this, which apparently came with me.
You can put the bat back in the water.
Go back to the water, and she flings it like a throwing star out the window.
Winnie's just like so happy to see her. She just like gives her like just like little kisses all over like her cheek, her forehead, squeezes her.
She's just as happy to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
just
been really fast.
in time for everyone to get their questionable candletide gifts. Gift. I'm so sorry. All of you have to share this.
What?
And it's not something you can necessarily take. And
I'm intrigued. And little Jeffrey horks up a bag of cookies for B.
Concerned.
Blah, blah, blah.
we'll lead everyone like out the like backside-ish of the house. Which I imagine have double doors there.
Mhm.
So
Would
the
you
last time you were all here, the house was built, furnished. We were able to live here. But I hadn't really gotten to do everything I had wanted. While we were gone, I asked some of our druid friends to tend to what I had started. And out the backside of the Shore's house is just this massive garden, like overflowing with foliage. I used to have something like this on the Fen, and I wanted to put that little bit of goodness from then here. So all of you are welcome to enjoy it. Things in the greenhouse, don't enjoy those recklessly. Those are more of the poison varieties.
I thought you were gonna say
So-
hallucinogen.
That too.
Good to know.
Maybe ask before you go in there. Pay very close attention.
I can just I'll ask the plants themselves, but okay. I just won't touch.
I'm sorry that there's no actual presents, but this is what they have to
No,
offer.
this is amazing.
No.
This is stunning and extremely thoughtful.
You can come to the garden whenever you please. Maybe advance notice would be great. Just don't come into the house. It's weird if you just come in unannounced.
Right. Just,
Just don't walk in.
Scarlett.
I do the horse plop thing onto the ground, and then you do a roll.
I do have one physical present. Well, I mean, guess flowers are physical also, but you all understand what I mean. I have a box for Marcus. It is what I got off of the ship.
I don't know if you're hard muted, but if you
I don't have a hard mute. Sometimes my mic just decides it doesn't want to listen. Remind me what you got off the ship.
I never told you. I
Oh,
specifically never told you.
That's why I don't remember. That's a good excuse, not my memory problems.
Kaila just out here gaslighting us.
Yeah.
No, not intentionally.
You remember that one thing? No.
No.
God, you always forget everything.
Yeah.
Inside the box is a smaller box, but it is more ornate.
Oh, another box.
Box is a box.
What's in the
No,
box?
if you were to open the box, it is a music box that has the first song that they danced to together in it. It was meant to be an anniversary present, but we went to the plane of fire instead.
Time is a weird thing. Well, thank you, everyone. Happy Candle Tides. He leans into Scarlett. This is the time to run, I think.
I won't run. That seems mood ruining.
While you all are here, we wanted to make a sort of announcement, but also in the vein of giving things. He pops down on one knee and pulls out a box of his own. Just make it formal. You've already said yes. I hope you say yes again. But pulls out a platinum ring with a pink tourmaline set into it that is like the same shade as your hair color. And little sapphires kind of set to the side. So you say yes again.
Surprise! Yes.
So, not happening today, tomorrow, not exactly news to us, news to all of you, but it will make my command even more confusing.
I can't hit the notes and it would blow out my mic anyway. But I think B and Winnie both are just like
Like a
doing that,
small
scream
crack
sob,
in the
like,
glass
so
of the
excited. Yeah,
greenhouse.
yeah.
And
Just no words, just like
On the other side of the
It's
island,
all squeals.
like Honey's ears
Oh my
perk up.
God. And like
no thaumaturgy needed.
I think as like Marcus is like kneeling down, like Acacia's like tails flicking in excitement and like unintentionally druid crafts a bunch of flowers to like bloom behind y'all.
That's
That's
The
awesome.
flowers already there, just bloom a little bit bigger
Yes,
and brighter.
absolutely, like full bloom.
Oh my gosh, what if you and B both did like either side of a heart?
Oh, like the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like that art of like Scarlett and Corvus, right?
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, just the art piece. Remember, you
Yes.
cut up like a heart.
Yes,
You
but
know,
also, oh no,
I
my
didn't
heart.
Oh, y'all, shut up. I'm sorry.
No, you're perfect. Never change.
Acacia says that.
No,
Oh, remember your ex?
Acacia
I
doesn't
just got
know
engaged.
Corvus.
What the hell are you doing? Yeah.
You haven't forgotten him, right?
I don't even think I've known about Corvus in Scarlet.
Oh.
Um,
I thought we had a heart to heart where that came out at one point.
I think it
Oh.
was explained to Acacia once, but I don't think ever by Scarlet. As you all are smiling, basking in the glow of the love that you share between one another, and the love that will likely grow amongst each other. Scarlet, you hear another knock at the door from the outside, your front door, I should say.
Who is?
Why are there
Who is
so many
out?
people coming to your
Who
house
knows where I
tonight?
live?
Yeah.
I'll go and answer the door.
Do you go around the house or do you like
No,
go
I'll go
inside?
through. No, I'll go through.
As you're walking through from one end of the house to the other, your hand reaches the knob of the door, only recognizing that rotten egg brimstone smell hitting your nose is all too familiar as the door opens, and on the other side, leaning against the door frame, is Paymon with Shiv on his shoulder. And he looks up at you with this toothy smile. I heard. Congratulations.
What are you doing here?
Well, after overhearing the good news, I thought I could give you a little bridal shower gift. Perhaps a bit early. I know it's just been announced and all that, but no gimmicks, no tricks, no cards involved unless you want them to be. But I thought, what is the one thing I could get Scarlet Shores that she would love the most?
And what would that be?
I want you to kill someone.
And what makes you think I would enjoy that?
Past experience.
Exactly, past experience. Why do you need me to kill someone?
Well, it's someone who's a particular thorn in my side. It's someone I can't deal with directly. And from everything I've heard of you and your friends, well, who else would I want to send to hell?
Excuse me, hell?
And as from the rest of you at the far end of the house here, that B just looks up at Winnie and goes, "You going to hell? You know a devil?"
We're going to hell?
And that's where we're in this week.
Scarlet, what the fuck? Why are prepare water prepared so I can just dump it on his head? I do. Fucking hate this.
So, when we come back next week, or actually 2 weeks from now, I'm sorry, because Kaila, not just Kaila, but we'll be coming back in 2 weeks for our season finale. So catch us again on Blue. That's February 8th. is the date. Yes. So we will be taking February 1st off. We'll be back February 8th. And then after that, we're going to take almost to the day hiatus, a little bit of a month's break in between seasons, and we'll return then on March 8th after that finale. So, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Horizons Call. I will stop the spooky music here, and we can get into the
Thank
super
you.
hopeful
Thank
stuff,
you for
because
that.
that's that's what we're here for. Again, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Horizons Call. It means a lot to have you all stick around and watch this, and it's super fun to do. A couple of things before I let these lovely people say more about themselves and where you can find them, and I'll do all the sword and key stuff at the end. But I do want to say that we were using Pally to individually, basically to do a group tip sort of situation. It's no longer an option. Until we find a better option, please, if you have a couple extra bucks sitting around and you're like, it was really neat to influence the game and also tip these people, I wish we had a better tool. I wish I could build that tool. But still, if you were going to do it anyway, give a buck or two. Just toss it to somebody's Ko-Fi. The people that you see here are not only the cast, they are also the crew. They do production work, they do back-end stuff. Mikyl does all of the artwork. Kaila and Mare run production just as much as Eva does, and I sit my ass here and try my best. So please consider tipping through their Ko-Fis. Give them any support you can. Viewership is always super appreciated. This was never one of our big charity games because of how long ongoing it was, and because I really wanted to, as best we could, put just a little bit of change in these people's pockets. So that said, let's go ahead and go around and have these people say more about them, where you can find more of them, and then I'll do my stuff at the end. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on all the social medias at Archmage of Dice. Right now, you can only find me here as a Sword and Key exclusive. But right now, I also have a application open on Girls Run These Worlds. It's probably closing sometime today. Today was the last day, but I'm going to be running a pre-recorded game of the Devil's Dandy Dogs. You want to be you're a good boy. All dogs are good boys, and you're going to play a good boy or girl or good pup, and you're going to go fetch souls for the devil. It's great. It's a great game.
Good stuff. I love that. I love the concept of hellhounds.
It's so good.
It's great. I've seen it on our shelf and I've never looked into it, but I will definitely be checking that out. It sounds right up my alley. Next up we have Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. You can find me here almost exclusively planning things for the future with intent, but with no current dates. I think that's mostly it at the moment. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Cool. Next up we have Mikyl.
Oh, where's my mute button? Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. You can find me at Mikyl Sandoval on Instagram. And BlueSky. I'm gonna spruce up the BlueSky moving forward, but it's just a whole bunch of how do you say it? Retweets. Anyway, yeah, you can find me on there. I do some art. Most importantly, you can find me on the Sword and Key Discord channel, where I also am Sword and Key exclusive on this channel, but I have some arts on there. I post most of my stuff there. So go hang out. It's a great community, and I love all the people there. Bye.
As always, a special thank you to Mikyl for the artwork that you see on screen as well as on promos, not only for this game, but for many games here on Sword and Key. So, of course, Horizons Call, you can see it here. Humblewood, 2 seasons of that. Harbingers did the artwork for that. Veason and a number of other, one-shots and campaigns that are either in the works or have ended. Appreciate just literally all of it. Cannot show appreciation enough, and he keeps refusing my money, so please give him yours. Last but absolutely not least, we have Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I've been your Siren Storm Sorcerer Scarlett Shores. I am a Sword and Key exclusive. And yeah. You can plan a wedding in hell, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing against that.
I mean,
Practical? No. Possible? Yes.
and that's what we do here. Yeah, thank you again to these wonderful people. I should also mention, all these people here are also mods for this channel. A fact I sometimes forget, but should remember more often. We did have a very productive mod, like all hands meeting today, state of the channel meeting. And so a few things will hopefully be optimized here in the near future, but we also made some choices. So one thing that I do want to be upfront about is we are going to be stepping away from Twitter. We're not going to delete our account, but it's not the space that it used to be, and it seems to be cultivating the energy that we would like to avoid. So we will be stepping away from it. That said, you can find all of our stuff at beacons.ai/sword and key, and until tomorrow, where we will be going dark, and I will make a post about that. You can still find us at Twitter, BlueSky, and Instagram. In the future, BlueSky and Instagram. BlueSky probably being our most optimal one, since Instagram always requires a picture, and I don't have always pictures. So, but check us out on BlueSky. All of our socials. It has underscores. It's sword underscore and underscore key. Or like I said, if you can't find it, check out beacons.ai/sword and key. Beacons has all of our stuff. It has our ongoing philanthropic endeavors. So if you did want to put money towards Fauna and Flora International and Impact Humblewood, or donate to PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, we currently don't have any games in support of that, but still a great organization to support. Same thing with Canine Companions for Independence. Our NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness campaign, did wrap up. That was a continuation from October, and I believe we raised over $500 for NAMI. So thank you very much for your support for that. And we'll have some more in the future. So thank you for your donations to those wonderful organizations and your continued support of those wonderful organizations. They all do an important part to protect people and animals and the people that we care about in this world. They all do a semblance of good in a different way. And again, if you can, I'd super appreciate if you could tip these lovely folks. I should have mentioned at the end here, I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I've been your GM for this game in many games. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's also you can't have it. And I am the sword half of Sword and Key. So it means a lot that you stick around, that you watch this stuff, and that these people stick around and participate in it. So very special thank you to all of them. I should note that also on our beacons, you can find our affiliate ships. So you can find things like Eldritch Foundry for custom minis. You can find Wishbone Cosmetics for some really cool makeup palettes. And you can also find Hit Point Press, the makers of Humblewood and the Griffin Saddlebag books, and a bunch of other really cool stuff. Animated spell cards and Sina Una. And yeah, here's Humblewood. They make that. And they also make the Humblewood Tales, which is a collection of all of the modules, as well as items and new stat blocks, and also like a traveler's guide to the Alderheart, which is super cool. And then this is Griffin Saddlebag 2. I don't have the first one, just have the digital version. But also lots of other stuff. They have minis, they have like stuffed animals, they have music licenses, a whole bunch of things. So check them out. I'm gonna stack these up in a smart way, because otherwise I'll forget. There we go. Also, on our beacons, you can find links to Monster Crush. Monster Crush is a podcast I do with my friend LD. We talk about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth, how smoochable they are. We've been on a hiatus as well, but are coming back in February, and I'll talk about that exact date here in a second. But you can check out our backlog and listen to our most recent episode, which was a holiday episode talking about Krampus. I believe that's the main stuff. Let's look at our calendar. So, looking at our calendar, today is... let's move it somewhere else. Looking at our calendar, I say confidently. The next thing we have up, because Humblewood is taking the week off this week, so we will not be playing Humblewood tomorrow, or technically next week, depending on how you start your week, whether it's Sunday or Monday. I'm not your dad. But Humblewood's not playing on the 26th. It will be back on the 2nd of February, and I'm thinking we'll be hitting 15 episodes. It might be more than that. I don't know. They're having a good time. I'm not going to stop them. So the only thing we actually have the week of the 26th through the 1st of February is Gate Night. Gate Night is on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. That is where Shadow LD and I play Baldur's Gate 3, the only video game currently streamed here on Sword and Key. So check that out. We're having a good time. Well, we've got a full party. We got Minthara with us. We're doing the Moonrise Tower stuff. We're about to do the Mausoleum stuff and the whole Shadowheart bits. But we do have the settings so you can't see Shadowheart's bits, which is important. The next episode of Monster Crush is due to release on the 2nd. And again, Humblewood will be playing on the 2nd as well at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Gate Night, again, on Tuesdays. Horizons Call, the last episode of the month, or I'm sorry, of the season on February 8th. We also have movie nights that happen every other week. And that's strictly on our Discord, which you can join our Discord through Beacons. And so our next one is going to be our Valentine's one on the 7th of February, and that we are watching Shaun of the Dead, the 2004 British comedy, which is technically a rom-com with zombies. That's what the tagline of the movie is. Still a fun time. And then we do a monthly Ghibli watch, so on the 21st we will watch Whisper of the Heart, the 1995 film. Other than that, we haven't put a lot of stuff on the calendar just yet. We are going to hopefully have some applications out really soon. And we'll have some new opportunities for some new faces to be on the stream. So super excited for that. So keep an eye on our Discord first. That's always where stuff appears. Socials will be second. And like I said, our socials are going to be a little more limited come tomorrow. So bear that in mind. It's nothing personal to anybody still using Twitter. It's just, it was a decision that I fully support from our mod team. I do want to note, because this is a really big deal, February is Eva's birthday month, so I need you to be extra kind and extra nice and be like, send her lots of stuff and just make her feel super special because she deserves that. So it's the end of the month, so you got all month to prepare. Bear that in mind. Okay, that's it. We are going to be rating. We're rating Katie Quixotic tonight. Okay, Katie Quixotic +1, which is actually what the channel is called right now. Katie is a wonderful human being, one of my favorite GMs, somebody who actually helped me get into streaming TTRPGs. She is playing Child of Light, so she's not playing any TTRPGs tonight, but she's still absolutely fantastic. So, actually, I think the +1 is because she's streaming with somebody. I don't know how to read Twitch stuff. I'm computer illiterate, apparently. So, go spread some positivity over there. Go be kind, go be nice. And we will see you all in 2 weeks for our season finale. If not sooner, please join us for Gate Night, or just be part of our community. Hang out on Discord. Until that time, take care of yourselves and others, and remember to always have fair winds and following seas, brave mariners. We'll see you.